It's episode 5 of the Daily Dozen from the Recruiting Roundup guys. That's Jason Jewell. I'm Jared Cohen, normally bringing you the Rock and Refuel Recruiting Roundup. Now we're spotlighting the players to watch in the 2016 season. Jason, take it away.
We'll start off with Jason Harris. And I don't really like to talk about kids before they've stepped on the high school football field, but you kind of have to when you got a guy that's 6'6", over 200 pounds, and already has a Division I offer. Jason's going to be a freshman at Desert Ridge. He's a star basketball player as well. Unlimited potential as a football player as well. Dad played in the NFL. Brother Jalen's one of the top recruited players in the state of Arizona. So I want to say the sky's the limit on this 2020 prospect.
2020, how weird is that? Wheeler Harris, the quarterback over at Mesa Mountain View, is who I'm going to talk about next. He was in kind of a quarterback battle to start last season, ended up winning the job, and ended up being named second team all-section. Really played well for Mountain View. They've got a new coaching staff over there, but Harris is a guy that should take on a huge leadership role and will really, along with Curtis Hodge, direct the success of the Mountain View Toros.
For sure. You do not win the state championship at any level without playing defense. And Pushridge won it last year, and their go-to guy, their playmaker on defense was their then sophomore linebacker, Dakota Haynes. Ridiculous stats all over the field. Recorded 154 tackles and six sacks last year while helping Pushridge win that state championship.
It's been my job through the Daily Dozens to have all the long snappers because there's so many good ones, and I'm the lucky guy that gets to talk about all of them each and every time. Adam Higuera over at Perry High. He is another D1 prospect when it comes to the long snapping position. The great fraternity here in Arizona. So many Division I prospects at that position. Higuera has an offer from Wyoming, and this is a guy that's integral to the Perry special team system to help move things along.
Congratulations to Mesa Mountain View wide receiver Curtis Hodge on his commitment to Arizona State, which just happened a few days ago. He's a guy with another guy, unlimited potential, 6'7", over 200 pounds, wide receiver over there at Mountain View, all-section performer last year, picked ASU over an offer from Iowa State.
DeAndre Hughes, defensive back over at Tempe High. And Jason, when we went around in the spring, I couldn't help but notice this guy. He is quick, he is lightning fast, and then you pull up his huddle film, and he was a stud last year. 72 tackles. He had 2 interceptions. He's fast, he's tough, he's quick, and really with him and the other guys on the Tempe Buffalo defense, this could be a really tough team to score on this year.
For sure. I love those offensive line guys. You know it. I know it. Johnson Hunter over at Chaparral. Now, he's been mainly a defensive lineman in his career over at Chaparral. Was at Sunny Slope prior to that. But I project this guy as an offensive player at the next level. He's big. You know, he's 6'6", weighs over 250 pounds, and very, very athletic. So while he's playing defensive line right now at Chaparral, I expect him to have a breakthrough season as an offensive lineman, where what I've been told is he's going to get a chance to start both ways this year.
Pass rushing from the NFL all the way down through high school, Jason, is a premium right now in today's football. And wow, did Odwa Isabor over at St. Mary's have a year and last season and put film out there that showed that he is going to be one of the most valuable and recruited players to come out of Arizona this season. Had 88 tackles, 9 sacks a year ago, bursted out onto the seed from a recruiting standpoint, and now is one of the most highly recruited players that Arizona has to offer.
Yeah, then next I get the most recruited player in the state of Arizona, Austin Jackson, the 5-star offensive tackle from North Canyon High School. What really can be said about this kid? I think he's a great person. He's obviously a great athlete. He's 6'6", over 260 pounds. He's an all-state football player, all-state basketball player, and is all-state in track in the shot put and discus. So a kid that is a great student, great kid as well, and deserves all the attention he's been getting.
And even has a punt return for a touchdown on his resume from last season.
Not many offensive linemen can make that claim.
That sounds like something that you might have dreamed about once back in the day when you were playing. Chris Jackson, running back over at Mesa. I went out and watched Mesa. They had a really improved, kind of bounce-back year last year, and a lot of it was to do with this young running back they had running the football every game. 900 yards rushing, 13 touchdowns as a sophomore a year ago, and I think he's going to be a catalyst to the success that the Jackrabbits look to have with their new coaching staff this season.
We get our second player from Perry High School on this episode of the Daily Dozen, in Nate James, wide receiver from Perry. Caught 51 passes, just shy of 1,000 yards last year and 8 touchdowns. Very good playmaker, dynamic playmaker for Perry High School. But keep an eye on his younger brother, Deshane, as a freshman last year, played on varsity, going to be a sophomore this season.
And the final player for this episode, KJ Jarrell over at Saguaro, just like Austin Jackson. What more can you say that hasn't been already said about KJ? Had a monster junior season. We've watched him grow up before our eyes as he's now going to be a 4-year player at the varsity level. He is a fantastic hard hitter, and his instincts was really something that I saw really show down the stretch during their championship run last year. Him from the safety at the back end of the defense, able to diagnose where a play is going to develop and then blow up a runner or a quarterback or a play coming downfield. I really like KJ Jarrell. He's got a very bright future ahead of him after high school is over. That's it for the episode 5 of the Daily Dozen, powered by Rock and Refuel.